Thank you. Thank you, Raul. Thank you, everyone, for having me. I'm not so confident in my Spanish speaking abilities, so I will be presenting today in English, and I thank you for that. Let me share my screen. I am Tara Jensen, as Raul mentioned, and I am the Director of Food Ingredients at Red River Commodities. Can you see the screen okay?
Yes.
Perfect. I'm here representing Red River Commodities on behalf of my colleague Rogelio Ocampo, who could not be present today. I'm going to first update you on the U.S. confection sunflower crop outlook, and then talk in specifics to roasted in-shell sunflower snack trends, and then finally capabilities around Red River Commodities as a sunflower supplier in the industry. The U.S. confection sunflower overview just shows that U.S. confection sunflowers are grown from the Canadian border to the Texas-Mexico border, with North Dakota and South Dakota the top two producing states in the U.S. We plant in the spring, we harvest in the fall. And currently the supply and demand estimate for the 2024 crop, which will be marketed the end of 2024 and throughout the 2025 marketing or calendar year, shows that all types, this would include the global production of both oil and confection type sunflowers, is forecasted to increase just 1% from the previous year, which would be about 55 million tons. The U.S. confection types for the current crop, which is the 2023 crop production being marketed currently in 2024, is about 134,000 metric tons. Quality-wise, the seed size is slightly smaller this year than the prior year, but overall, the average seed color and quality test weight is good to average. For 2024, our outlook for the crop, the planting intentions, will be at just under 62,000 hectares, which is going to be about 115,000 metric tons, more or less, based off on traditional test weight averages. We have experienced a cool, wet spring, particularly in the northern growing region, which has delayed some planting this spring. However, North Dakota and Texas are ahead of the 5-year averages for planting this time of year. At the end of June, the USDA will publish their report for the actual planted acres in the U.S., which will include the confection sunflower crop, and we'll have a bit of a better outlook on what the volumes will be going into the next marketing year. As you can see, the trend for sunflower acres planted in the United States has been on the downward trend over the last 20 years. However, with advanced hybrid development and improved manufacturing and growing practices, we've seen improved yields in the United States over the last 20 years as well. And in the last 15 years, you can see that our production stocks have been very healthy with appropriate carry-ins year over year on that production. So we're feeling good about the supply. The edible seed snack category itself, which includes all edible seeds in that category, are showing that private label is actually growing in that sector over big brands, both in the United States and in the EU. Most consumers prefer private label. They feel like they're supporting the store. It's typically lower priced than some of the big brand names. And private label holds 15% of the U.S. market share currently in the edible seeds snack category. In 2023, the private label portion grew in both volume and revenue, whereas big brands tend to grow more in just revenue, and the volumes remained fairly stable. Convenience store channel had the largest segment of growth in private label and in the edible seed snack category in total at 11%. The natural channel is in a growth pattern at a little over 8% growth. That would be retailers such as like a Whole Foods or a natural grocers that are starting to carry more edible seed snacks. In total, the category saw 10% growth in the last 2 years, and the U.S. market for edible seeds as snacks is a little over $700 million in sales. We are anticipating steady, healthy growth in the next 7 to 10 year period in that category. Specific to in-shell sunflower as a snack brand, 80% of the growth was to the big brands, and that was via product diversification. So a lot of that had to do with additional flavors and maybe new packaging, more convenient packaging concepts. A lot of the regional or smaller brands really focus on unique flavors or packaging, and also inclusions, things like added caffeine or added protein to differentiate from the big brands. The new flavors, again, are really driving the growth, particularly in the big brands. They're either partnering with other brands for flavor profiles or cross-utilization of existing flavors. A great example of this is Frito or PepsiCo kind of latching on to that flaming hot flavor profile. And you see it across many different products in their segment, from extruded snacks, obviously chips, their edible seeds, sunflower seeds, and you'll even see it in beef jerky, and some like puff snacks and things like that. Anything that is spicy, that is considered ethnic, is really popular right now, both in the United States and in Europe. Sunflower as an in-shell snack is an ideal snack. We feel, we're a little biased, but it is low cost. It's mobile. It has a great taste. It has a really good nutritional profile. It contains all 9 of the essential amino acids, many antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals. And it's also good in helping support concentration or in just general social settings. Traditional seed sizing for in-shell in the snack category in the United States is either done over slot screens or round hole screens. And Red River Commodities uses a round hole screen sizing, which is pretty common, as I mentioned, in the industry. We have typically 3 sizes that are used for roasting for snacks. That would be a premium category. We call it Magnum, which would be 22 over 64ths of a round hole inch screen, and or up. So that could also include 24 over 64 round hole screen sizing. The standard, kind of just common size is jumbo. That would be a 20 over 64ths of an inch round hole screen. And large, which is more of an economy size, that'd be a smaller seed size, maybe 16 to 20 over 64ths inch round hole screen. For our company specifically, our growing region is that corridor here in the Midwest of the United States, and we have several processing facilities, 2 of which run manufacturing of raw ingredients, including our sunflower program, and that would be based in North Dakota, and another in Kansas. And we have roasting and packaging facilities in North Dakota, as well as our wildlife and sun butter business units. Packaging options, whether raw or roasted, can be done in bulk. Other than that, we do also provide private label services if you do not have your own roasting and packaging services, where we can do that for you. And we offer a wide variety of specialty sizes, flavors, display packs, things of that nature, depending on your application and marketing needs. We have unique capabilities in production of roasting our in-shell sunflower. There really aren't many people that do in-shell sunflower roasting in the industry, and we are one of few that do, and we've been doing this for over 20 years. It's a controlled production process from beginning to end that allows us in our inline roasting system to have the most consistent product and the most food safe product possible. We also offer peanut and tree nut validated roasting systems. We have a strong R&D group to assist with identifying flavors that are going to work well in your applications. And we are experienced in working with major retailers and also have an experienced export team. There are 2 different ways typically to adhere flavors to in-shell sunflower, one of which is oil application. That's a topical application. It is lower cost. It is a little bit lighter flavor profile. And the tack-based is more of a slurry formulation. You have the seasoning in the slurry. It's basically baked on. It has a crispier coating, a more pronounced flavor profile, firmer shell, but it is more of a premium product, comes at a little bit of a higher price. In the 50 years that Red River Commodities has been in the industry, we started out in sunflower production for food ingredients, as well as some additional specialty grains and seeds in our production line. and also a wildlife facility for bird food and poultry feed applications in the 1970s. We then moved on to roasting, primarily for private label and food service, in the 1990s. In the 2000s, we introduced Sun Butter, which we developed as an allergen-free alternative to peanut and tree nut butters and spreads. We sell that to food service in retail. We also sell it industrially for food applications, which is perfect for the bakery industry, bars, cookies, things like that. And then in 2020, we launched a sunflower protein business unit, which is a sunflower protein and sunflower flour line. We also have TVPs, or we like to say textured sunflower proteins. And that sunflower protein is good for applications like nutritional shakes, bars, beverages, and meat alternatives, pastas, things of that nature. It also works very, very well with pulse proteins as a complement to improve flavor, functionality, and achieve complete protein claims. This is me. I'm Tara Jensen, and my business card virtually. If you want to reach out after the seminar with specific questions on the sunflower market or how River Commodities can help you with any application needs, please do so. Thank you for your time.